wasn't that long ago that calling someone a racist was a big deal. It was a devastating attack on a person's character, if not blood libel. Now, everywhere you look, people just barely to the right of Al Gore are being denounced as white supremacists, white nationalists, neo-Confederates. It happened to us last week. On a website called Mediaite, blogger Justin Baragona wrote a piece entitled "Tucker Carlson Isn't Even Trying to Hide His White Nationalist Leanings Anymore." His evidence for this? Well, it was a segment we did pointing out that the Democratic Party has basically given up trying to appeal to the American middle class and has started openly encouraging illegal immigration. We didn't mention race at all because it's irrelevant. Stagnant blue-collar wages hurt black Americans in St. Louis every bit as much as they hurt white Americans in Des Moines. So how exactly does that qualify as white nationalism? Well, Justin Baragona didn't explain, nor did he accept our invitation to come on this show and lay out his reasoning, because like an awful lot of name callers, he's a coward. Too bad. It would have been interesting to hear someone tell us exactly what a white nationalist is and how we qualify. Baragona is not the first person to make that charge, by the way. It's absurd and untrue, not to mention conveniently imprecise, so typically we just shrug it off on the theory that it's pointless to argue with demagogues. But there's enough of that kind of libel flying around the country right now that we thought it might be worth taking a second to lay out clearly what this show believes on the question of race. Above all, we believe that skin color is not the most important thing about a person. What matters most is how you live, the choices you make, what you love, what you hate, how you treat others. Now, that puts us at odds with the modern left, which classifies people first and foremost by their race. We think that's unfair. Your race is one thing you cannot control. You were born with it. That's why it's wrong to judge people on the basis of it. In fact, that used to be the very definition of racism before liberals changed the rules to exempt themselves from it. Now, this show is based in Washington, D.C., the most democratic city in America, so we know and like a lot of people who call themselves liberal. Many of them are decent human beings, and they're motivated by noble impulses. Some of them sincerely believe that tribalism empowers people. They're wrong. Tribalism diminishes people. It makes their unique qualities irrelevant. It lumps them into a pile with a lot of other people who just happen to look alike. It's dehumanizing. It erases the individual. Unfortunately, it's also politically hard to resist. Groupthink and race hatred are remarkably efficient organizing tools, as both parties have proved over the years. And so tribalism flourishes in this country. In the workplace, in the academy, in the media, the left has created systems where people are judged, punished, and rewarded solely based on their immutable characteristics. This is bigotry, the very definition of it. Yet, in an Orwellian sleight of hand for which they've become justly famous, the left now claims that all who complain about this are themselves bigots. The most remarkable part is how quickly progressives have forgotten the lessons of the worst things this country ever did, slavery and segregation. Not everyone who looks alike is alike. Collective punishment is immoral. If you find yourself generalizing about entire groups, stop. It never ends well. And more than anything, people are more important than tribes. Every one of them is an individual created by God. Treat them that way.